Good morning, everybody. I'm so excited. I'm so excited, always excited. Know why? I'm always excited because I am alive. I have breath in my body, and I have another chance at actually participating in great things that God has offered to me. So, listen, welcome to K's Couch. I'm so glad to have you here. I'm so glad of those who are alive with me. It is Fearless Fridays. Some people call it Financial Fridays because probably getting paid. It's great. You should be getting paid every day. Listen, that's awesome. So thank you for everybody for being a part of being available and being here. Listen, I'm so excited. I want you to know today on this Fearless or Financial Friday, however you phrase it, that you are worthy. You are worth it. You are worth the time. You are an important person to the universe that God has given you and to the people that are in their lives. You are worthy of that. You have an opportunity now to live your dreams, to create your dreams, to manifest your dreams. And I am looking forward to it. So today we have an awesome CEO that we're going to be highlighting and having a small conversation with her concerning her business. This is the great Natalies Stokes Peters. She is awesome. And she is the owner, operator, CEO, and the creator of Adinkra Creations. So we're going to be talking with her here very shortly. So listen, tune in and sit back. And it's all happening here on the couch, K's Couch. Hey, Natalie.
Hey, hello, Carrie. How are you?
I'm doing great. How are you doing this morning?
I'm excellent.
It's such a pleasure to have you here. As I was joking with you before we came on screen, many of you don't know, but I know Natalie from our great networking network, Matthew's Business Network, and sometimes we joke around that she talks over me sometimes. So she, might not talk over me too much today, but I'm so happy to have her here. She is awesome, great business, awesome business, and I'm honored to have you on the platform today, Natalie. So we're going to get right in, and so when waste of time, I don't want to hold your time up because time is money, and for you, I know you always got things going on. So
Right.
thank you again for being here so much. So tell us a little bit about yourself. Maybe take about 30 seconds to a minute. Tell us a little bit about Natalies Stokes Peters. Talk to us a bit.
So I'm an engineer by degree. I'm from Cleveland, Ohio originally.
Okay.
And so what I do are creative products. So I like to say that I get to use both sides of my brain, the math side and then the creative side. And so I love that. I don't take life too seriously. And that
Okay.
keeps me stress-free and wrinkle-free.
Ah,
And I currently live in San Antonio, Texas with my husband. And I love all things beautiful, all things Black.
I love that. I love that. All things beautiful, all things Black. I love all things beautiful and Black too. So I'm glad to know that you do. So I do want to get in. I want the audience to get a chance to know who you are and know a little bit about you a little bit more. So what motivation did you have, or what motivated you to create your own business? What put you in that place?
So, Carrie, I've always had businesses. Even when I worked in corporate America, I also had businesses that I did on the side. And sometimes I say I did them because I could, but I think that it is always in our best interest as individuals to be able to do something that brings us joy, something that doesn't leave us dependent on an employer in order to make it in this world. And so, of the various businesses that I've had, from art framing business to publishing business, greeting cards. The greeting card business, which is really still in the art business, is the one that's really stuck the most.
Okay. Okay. Well, I'm glad to hear that. I really think that individuals need to really tap into that about themselves. So many people are so afraid to, I guess they're afraid of not just launching a business. I think some people are afraid of the responsibility that comes with it. And
Yeah.
so it is a responsibility.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, I think the responsibility in the launching itself is well worth the reward in the end. And a lot of people don't position themselves to do that because they're so afraid of being responsible for themselves. You have to, at this point of being an entrepreneur, owning your own business, there is some responsibility that you have to take. And not too many people are willing to do that. So I am so thankful, for you and how you handle it. So as an entrepreneur, Natalie,
Hmm.
tell me this. Now, sometimes it gets a bit tough, even for myself, for some entrepreneurs out here, for a lot of us. What kind of mindset, how do you keep your mindset positive while you're out here working and doing your business?
I think the biggest thing for me is always the response I get from my product. And
Okay.
so there's a customer, and this happens often. There's a customer I recently sent an order to, and I immediately, like once I got notice it had been delivered, within 30 minutes, she was texting me saying, "I love, love, love my cards."
Wow.
Um, and so for me, that's it because I think that what my cards do, and as we become familiar with them in a little bit, I'll show you some, but they really
Mhm.
present Black women in all of our shades and our shapes and our styles. And I love
Mhm.
it. And I think that when people get the cards, they're just so happy to see something that reflects them, reflects their
Mhm.
culture. And that's
Mhm.
a little piece of artwork. And so for me, that's what keeps me motivated to do more, to expand the product line, to do different things because it brings joy. And that's what, I just, I told you earlier, I'm a lighthearted person, don't take life too seriously, so joy means a lot to me, like I'm the
Mhm.
possibility of joy in the world.
I like that. Oh man,
Mhm.
that makes me feel good. Now, I could be the possibility of joy too. Okay, great. I mean, being the possibility, but I mean that's really really amazing to me because I take a look at life sometimes, and we all breathe the same conscious air. We all take in the same thing. Perspectives may be different, but we get a chance to take in the same air. We breathe the same carbon monoxide and
Mhm.
oxygen. We take in the same atmosphere, and each person, each individual, I guess I could say, speck of sand
Mhm.
have its own possibility to give to the world and give to somebody and to make this place a better place before it's over with. So I like that. So you bring the possibility of joy. So every time I see you now, I'm like, okay, well, that's a possibility of joy. I'm gonna
That's
get
right.
connect with Natalie. So I think that is really really amazing. So as a business owner, and you've been in business for yourself quite a long time for yourself. Enjoying it, bringing joy to people, bringing awesomeness to people. So, how important do you think goal setting is?
Wow. Goal setting is like one of the most important things to do. Like, so one of the things financially that I think business owners need to do is decide how much they want to make.
Mhm.
I think sometimes there's this feeling that if I stay with my job, my day
Mhm.
job, then I know
Mhm.
how much I'm going to make. But I think
Right.
that if you take that leap and you say, well, here's my thing and here's how
Mhm.
much I want to make, at least it forced me to
Mhm.
step back and say, then what does it take to do that? What does it require? And it does
Mhm.
require me to track it. And so when I can say, okay, I did this activity, this is what it netted me. Did it work or not? Yeah, it did. Okay, so do more of that. If I do this
Mhm.
and it doesn't pay off, then I have to think about why it didn't pay off. And so
Mhm.
that goal setting piece at least centers me around what I need to do and what I say I want. And
Wow.
so that's the key. And like I say, I know that when people get my cards, like one of my goals is that people are satisfied, and so that's
Mhm.
key to me is to make sure that people are satisfied. And so I can't make my financial goals if I'm not making my ultimate goal of making sure my customers are satisfied.
Absolutely, that is awesome. So it is important to actually set goals. If you want to see things happen, you want to see things level up, let's set goals, ladies and gentlemen. We got to set goals. We have to set goals. The funny thing is, the jobs, I don't take away from corporate America because I worked for corporate America for years. And, right now I'm really working for myself for the past few years. And, but the thing is, those business owners had goals created and set to create a conducive for the people to work for them. So they had their own goals set to ensure that they had enough
Absolutely.
stuff done to where that I can have you to work for me. So how much more is it important for a person to actually have their own personal goals set for themselves? So if you don't set your goals, somebody's gonna set your goals for you. So you got to have that done. Awesome conversation on that, Natalie. Thank you. Now I got to get to the nitty gritty here. Adinkra Creations. All right,
Yes.
now tell me about Adinkra. Give me the importance and the meaning of the name. I want you got to tell me about this again.
So Adinkra actually comes from King Adinkra, who set up a symbology language. He is from Ghana, and often you see people use a symbol, and they talk about Sankofa, and so those are one of the many symbols that are used within the Ghanaian language called the Adinkra language. And so I love having a symbol say so much. And so the symbol that I use on my logo is actually Anansi, who's part of that Adinkra language. Now, Anansi is known as a trickster. Anansi is also a spider. However, spiders are very, very crafty, and so people say, oh, we're trying to be sneaky. No, they're crafty. They produce products that, you put it together is stronger than their webs can be stronger than steel. And so for me, it's like, who am I? It's like, I gotta be creative. I gotta be thinking all the time. And that's what spiders do, and so now it just so happens I don't like spiders. So it's really strange that would turn out to be the symbol that I would choose. But that was the motivation. I wanted something that reached back to Africa, reflecting my African heritage. And so that was part of where it came from. And initially, the greeting cards I did had Adinkra symbols on them. And it sort of shifted. There's a symbol that I used to put on a sympathy card. And it was a symbol meaning, like going back home, because that's what we're doing when we transition. We're going back home. So I would use those sometimes. So sometimes I do it every now and then, but mostly I do the things that represent Black women, Black beauty.
Love it. I love that. So Adinkra Creations, where you love everything creative, everything Black, everything just beautiful. So do you have any examples of your cards with you?
Oh, I do. I always got something, Carrie, close at hand. You cannot have a product and not have it close at hand. So I'm just going to show you. So one of the things, this was the starter product. Whoa, I know the camera is backwards, so I got to get my left and right. Okay, there we go. So this is one of the greeting cards that I do. Like this is just ready. She got her purse. She is ready, right? So I love creating these cards. I also do the similar products on journals. So here she is, this is Mama. Mama's ready. You don't mess with Mama, right? Look, there I go again. Like, which way do I go? Right. So I do journals. I do cards. There are tote bags that have this on there as well.
Wow.
So I just have a line of products that there's little wristlets that come, I meet so many women that love them some shoes. So I said, I got to put some shoes and some boots on some of my products. So, again, if that brings somebody joy, there you go. That's one of the things I do to bring joy. And you can see behind me probably, let's see, that works for me. Some of the wine bags and shoe bags that I also designed that are painted. So, they show up on many different products. And it's really like, what are the gift products? Because people get them and they love them. People frame the cards. Some folks say, I don't want to use my journal. And I'm like, no, use it. So I want it to be with them. So yeah, so those are some of the products that I have. They also do coasters for drinks and water bottle koozies and you name it. We've got several different products.
Okay, so I love that. So could you sit down with someone and if they wanted something personally designed, could you do that too?
Absolutely. That's probably my biggest is when people send me a picture of the person who they want to give a card or a gift to. And then that person gets it and they've got these things on there. I do a likeness. It's not a portrait, it's a likeness. But I just sent the order out earlier this week, and the person got it yesterday. They had a journal, they had a bag, they had thank you cards, they're retiring. And the comment back is she said her friend was going to think she had died and gone to heaven because everything had her likeness on it, and so she really loved that. I incorporate things into the cards that reflect that. So the woman was a writer. She wants to write a book of poems. And so when I did her card, I make sure she had a book in her hand that said poems, and her name was on that book as the author. So I do things like that. And that's the ooh of it all. So yes, so that's what I do.
That is amazing. Natalie, I know you and I have talked and we see each other every week on NBN. And I see some of your things. So every now and then you'll show a card or someone will show their card that they received, but I didn't realize, and honestly, transparency, I didn't realize how extensive it was. But it's, yo, man, that is amazing. So definitely you and I are going to be connected.
Right. And Carrie, and I want to say this too, for most of the products that I do, like the wine bags and the tote bags that I have, they're sewn. I have a Black seamstress in North Carolina. So she sews my products for me. So I don't, so I am trying to continue to put Black dollars into the Black community, like how do we recycle those? And so where I can, where I have my journals are printed by a Black printing company. And so I just like to do as much as I can for my products to come from within our community. I also do aprons, and those are sewn by a Black seamstress. So yeah, there's tons of products that I have.
Listen, I didn't realize how, shame on me. I mean, I didn't realize how extensive, they talk about, again, shouts out to Natalies Business Network. They talk about how important it is to get to know and to get acquainted, our fabulous five that we speak of. And listen, I just had my fabulous five with you. And so I love it. We're going to definitely be talking more, but we're getting ready to wrap up. I just wanted to allow you to be back again. I want to have you back, so we actually get a little bit more intense with what you have. But I definitely want to have people be able to follow you. Could you kind of let us know how to do that?
Sure. And first of all, let me do a shout out myself to NBN, the Natalies Business Network, because it's been an incredible impact on my business career and opportunity. So first of all, shout out to that. My website is www.adinkracreations.com. I know it's a mouthful. On Instagram, I am Adinkra Creations, and on Facebook, Adinkra Creations. So it's the same name all the way through, just so that it fits the handle naming that's required on those platforms. So it's all Adinkra Creations. You look it up and you'll find me somewhere.
Okay. Listen, I thank you so much on taking your time out of your busy schedules to be here and share with us the possibilities of joy. Every time I see you, that's what I'm going to be thinking of. And I really, really appreciate you being available and also giving back to the community and just really, really being that possible, not just possibility, you are joy, because what I'm looking at, the material and your product line that you're giving, listen, that just brings joy to me. And I haven't gotten a chance to really indulge, but I am going to indulge. So I really, really thank you for that. So those of you out on K's Couch Land, thank you so much for tuning in. As I always say, live life and live love and love life and enjoy yourself. Enjoy your weekend. It's either going to be Fearless Fridays, Financial Fridays, Fun Fridays. You guys have a good day. Anything else you would like to say, Natalie, before we close off?
Just to thank you for having me on, Carrie. I really appreciate it.
Oh, it's been my pleasure. So listen, you guys have a great weekend. It's happened on the couch, K's Couch.